So you've been thinking about riding a dirt bike for a while, and you've heard some things here and there that may or may not be true. Today, in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 3 myths, in my opinion, in riding dirt bikes. And I'm going to tell you why these are just myths. They're not even true, guys, all right? The first thing, okay, the first myth that is probably the most common is you're too old to be riding that dirt bike, okay? Dirt bikes are for kids. It's a kid's sport. It's only for kids. You're going to grow out of it. It's just a phase. This is not even remotely true, okay? People at any age in their life can enjoy riding a dirt bike, okay? It's very mentally rewarding. It's fun. It's more than just a hobby for a lot of people. It's exciting. It keeps you physically active and physically fit. It keeps you in touch with like your senses, your reaction time. I could go on and on, but yes, you might have started riding dirt bikes when you were a kid, but a lot of people still continue to do it. I didn't start riding till I was like 31, okay? I didn't start riding till after I was already into street bikes. And you're never too old to start anything, really. You can start anything at any age. Age is just a number, okay? So when people say you're too old to be doing that, I don't know why they would even say that. Because a lot of people grow up and they don't do any, they're just kind of boring or whatever. So that's on them. Number 2, in the top 3 things, number 2 is going to be it's unsafe. You're going to get hurt. You're going to kill yourself. Okay, now while some of this may have some truth to it, you can ride safely. There's ways to ride safely, and you can get all sorts of safety gear. You can get you got your helmet, your boots, you can get your chest protector if you want. You can get a neck brace, knee braces, the list goes on and on and on. And the number one thing to try to do is to ride within your limits. This goes for street riding too. Yes, you are going to go down, and there are chances that you're going to get hurt. Thankfully, I've never been seriously injured on a motorcycle. I did get I've been down so many times on a street bike and a dirt bike, but I don't know if skateboarding taught me how to fall correctly or I just get lucky, but I haven't really ever broken anything or gotten any sort of stitches. I should have gotten stitches one time, okay? I'll tell you this story, and the funny thing is I wasn't even riding the motorcycle. I had a Honda Grom. I think it was like a 2018 Honda Grom. I got it on Facebook Marketplace, and I was working on it. And I had to work this day, but I was in the garage. This was back at my dad's house. I was in the garage working on it, okay? And I walked by it, and there was a piece of metal hanging off the exhaust. Like, it was a bracket that held the exhaust in place. Piece of metal just out, like real jagged piece of metal. And I walked by the bike as I was working on it, and I put a gash in my calf. You can still see the scar. Oh, let's see if I can show you. Getting graphic here. It's not that bad, but you can still kind of see the scar. Basically, it like cut open my whole entire leg, and it didn't even start bleeding at first. It was such a deep cut. I looked down, it was just like wide open. You could see the muscle. I put bandages on it and stuff, and man, I swear to God, I went to work that night like an idiot, but I didn't even go to the hospital or anything. It took a while to heal, but if I would have went to the hospital, I wouldn't have that nasty scar. That was the only time I was really seriously injured by a motorcycle. But yeah, you can get safety gear. You can ride within, take it easy, whatever you got to do till you get comfortable and stuff. People get seriously injured on stuff every day. That's like saying I'm not going to drive a car because I'll have a car accident, in my opinion. All right? And the number 3 myth, now, I think people just assume this one, okay? And I'm going to go over this one. So I thought this too, because on street bikes, this is kind of the case, especially like cruisers and stuff. So the third myth that I want to bust is riding dirt bikes is not physically demanding. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that like motocross and riding like dirt bikes, racing them and stuff is like probably one of the most, if not the most, physically demanding sports. And if you don't ride, you don't really understand why, because you think like you're on a motorcycle, you're just twisting the throttle and sitting down. First of all, you're hardly ever sitting on a dirt bike. Most of the time you're standing. And second of all, your heart rate, if you ever go do some laps on a track, woods riding too, like, you know that your heart rate is like up. It's high. I'm pretty sure pro supercross riders are close to 200 beats per minute for like 20-minute motos straight, 180 or something like that. But that heart rate is elevated and it doesn't go down till you stop. But man, like, for me, like going to the motocross track, I've never been so worn out. Like when you first start going to it and stuff, it's hard to keep cranking out laps and stuff if you're not in shape, you don't do it a lot. But you don't realize like every single muscle in your body is like constantly moving and just reacting to stuff when you're not even really thinking about it. It's like subconscious movements, but all that takes into account. Like your heart is just pumping so much. So it's very, very physically demanding. See, on a street bike, you're not, I guess you are kind of moving, but it's nowhere near the capacity of what goes on when you're on the trails or on the track. So that's that one. Yeah. And then a bonus myth is riding dirt bikes is way too expensive to get into. Well, that one's actually kind of true. Okay, it's not, you can there's ways to budget around it, but it's not cheap to get into it. Guys, I appreciate you watching. We're about to have some winter weather here like tomorrow by 7 a.m. So I'm hoping I don't have a load tomorrow. I'm hoping we're off. We're gonna get some snow and ice. If you're in California, that whole fire thing is insane. I pray for you. And guys, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you next time. Later, guys.